Showdown.
And hello, welcome to solo playthroughs. Oh man, this is my 10th weekday live stream in a row, and my voice is just like no, nope. You talk too much. Shut up, Greg. Let's let somebody else talk for a minute. But no, man, we are excited to go into today with a game of Skytear Horde or Skytear Horde. One of those two, fun with homophones? Homophones? I don't know, one of those two. We have the designer in the house, Giacomo Neri. Sorry if I butchered that last name. Sir, designer checking in. I hope I'll be able to follow along, even though my kids might not have the same idea. Very cool. Yeah, Giacomo was kind enough to send me a review copy of this game, which I really appreciate. So I do have the retail version. The retail version comes with 3 decks of heroes, and it comes with 3 decks of enemies, and then other assorted stuff that you will need to play this game. I believe the Kickstarter version came with 1 extra deck of each, and then there was a playmat and stuff like that. So we'll see about expanding my little Skytear Horde collection at some point. So the different decks you have, like the blue deck, the green deck, and the red deck. If you like deck building, you can kind of combine some things. You can go crazy. We're just going to go forward with a pretty vanilla playthrough today, but I will be playing at the hardest level, which is, I don't know. It has a name. It has a painful. Yeah, we're going to play a painful, which is going to be great. I have played this enough. I feel pretty confident about going in at painful. We're going to go against the Renegades. So this is the recommended setup. It's the blue deck against the Renegades, and we're going to use the Hatebringer. So I haven't had a chance to explore all the content of the box. I do plan on featuring more Skytear Horde in the future, so I felt like this was a good place to start. We'll probably have at least 1 or 2 more playthroughs in the future because, again, we have the red deck, we have the green deck, and we have 2 more. We have 2 more outsiders, and we have 2 more enemy decks. So I do want to get all of this featured because I think it's pretty cool. Joey, hey Greg, hey chat. Joey says looking forward to seeing the mechanics in action. He said action, but you know I wanted to put a little solo playthroughs flair on there. So we have 2 castles that are somewhat linked with the blue deck. It does seem like you could use a castle from an off color if you want. I don't know. I mean, maybe Giacomo can answer that question if he's, not being swimming in kids' responsibilities here. But the recommended setup is to use the Gaping Moor. It's going to be one of those days. Gaping Maw, which is Gulbarn's castle. Now, Gulbarn is a bear. And don't poke the bear, as I warned before we even started this thing. Where are you, Gilbarn? Where are you? Come out and play, baby! I want to see you! Oh, he was on the bottom, wasn't he? Yeah, he was. There he is. So that's Gilbarn. Or we have Korjov's castle. Korjov is more of a wizard kind of dude. Not as cool as the bear. But we'll see. We'll see. They're friends. They have castles. They hang out on the weekends. Their kids all play together. It's great. It's really fun. And I can't even find where Korjov is. He's in here, I promise. No. God, this is riveting TV. Here we go. So, so they're very different how they play, but again, they're both kind of on Team Blue. So I'm just going to roll the die, and we'll randomize what castle we're going to go with. And again, since I'm not doing deck building, it doesn't really matter. Again, the instructions are how you would need to do deck building and what that means are on the back. So I rolled. It's a 2. So 1, 2, 3. We are going to go with the Gaping Maw. Sorry, Kajif, your Frostbite Stronghold is just not cool enough when it comes to the home of the bear himself. That is correct. So I'm going to shuffle this deck. Our deck has 40 cards, and this is kind of your life force. If you run out of your deck, well, you lose. So don't do that. It's, tip number 1 to mechanics. Don't run out of your deck because you lose. Done. Easy game. That's it. That's all you need to know. Just go play. Have fun. All right, we have the Renegade deck has 21 cards. So again, that deck would, if you go through it, you will shuffle. This is not like one of those tower defense games where you just have to survive the deck. No, no, no. They will continue to bring on their legions of jerks. They also have some minions that are going to operate a little bit separately, and we'll talk about all that as we go. Joey, I think the pronunciation of action must be in homage to Giacomo. Sounds vaguely Italian, or is that supposed to be French? You think I know about the crazy voices in my head and what they're supposed to be? That's funny. We're gonna put this right here. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, I don't. Again, weird stuff is happening today. It's a Friday. Again, it's my 10th stream in a row. I'm gonna try to go 15 because I want to do 5 streams next week. So it's gonna get weirder. I promise you. Now the outsiders have stages. Some have 3 stages. Some only have 2. So we're going to put stage 1 of the Hatebringer Outsider here, and I'll explain what he does when he comes in later. I'm not going to go nuts there. Down here is our portal. The portal has 3 stages. The portal will rotate and it'll tell you how many extra cards get added to the Horde every turn. And I say added to. Some of these are actually spells. They don't get added to anything. They just carry out some bad effects that, you know, are going to make you want to cry a little bit, which is fine. So once we defeat Portal 1, that's when the Outsider is going to come in because he realizes that we're messing with him and messing with his ability to effectuate his will. So he's going to show up and try to take matters into his own hands. I got to say, I do like the graphic design in this game. I like the art a lot. I think it's super cool. Again, kind of like that Uprising thing where it's like, you know, kind of generic, but takes it in a whole direction I haven't seen before in a way that I really appreciate. So, you know, I mean, generic, like it's like obviously inspired by like normal fantasy stuff, but really some cool stuff. I mean, you got a dude like riding on a velociraptor here. I mean, there's just some really, really cool art, and I think it pops a nice amount. So I dig that. We're gonna take these 4 cards now. So this is the Renegade deck. You can tell because of the top left has a symbol. Also, it says Renegade. So really helpful. These 4 cards are the common cards. They are going to be affiliated with the minions up here. So these get added to every single deck of every game that you play. So we're going to take these 4 cards and we're going to shuffle them in. So I think the base game comes with the Renegades, the Undead, and the Predators. That's cool. Everybody loves the Predators. And we're going to shuffle these up. And now we have 25 cards in our Horde deck. This is going to go up hither. Bam. And I'll just make it happen like that. And then up here at the top, we have our 4 minion cards. We have the Radamil minions. We have the Yetnar minions. We have the Kai minions and the Zephylite minions. The portal, not only, again, there are different levels of portals, I should say. That's what makes this go from normal to hard to painful. I'm playing painful. So the different portals will bring in more minions as you go, but they also make the setup harder, and you'll see that pretty quick. So the setup by playing on the painful portal. Now, by the way, the level 3 portal is always the same for no matter what level you're playing at. It's the level 1 and the level 2 that have to be subbed out. There are also portals based on whether or not you're playing a cooperative game, so it'd be you and a friend, because again, you'd only be up to 2 players, or you're playing even a competitive game where it could be you versus somebody, or you and a friend versus somebody. So you would want to make sure you're using the right portal. The iconography is really sharp and pretty simple, so I appreciate all of that. So we're going to take this portal. Now it tells us at setup, each minion gains +1 health. These tokens are similar to like other games where it's like 0 sum. So like they're going to start with 1 health. If they lose a health, it's gone. But say it had like 5 health. I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the minions are a little different. Let me get this. I'll talk about that as we get into something more with this. Oh, the portal. The portal has 8 health. So say the portal took some damage. If the portal healed at all, then you would just replace, you would just reduce the amount of damage on it. The amount of damage on anything ever equals what the number is in the bottom right, then it's destroyed. I mean, a lot of it's really intuitive and mechanics that you've probably seen before. So we're going to put +1 health on all of these suckers. And what does it say? Well, the Radamil minions gain +1 attack for each health on them. Trample. The Yetnar minions gain +1 attack for each health on them. Trample. The Anakai minions gain +1 attack for each health on them trample, and then guess what? These suckers, they do the same thing. So we're going to have to be aware of that. There's also a pillaging thing that the minions do. We will talk about that as we go. There are more instructions, however, for this portal. Then the Anakai and the Radamil minions gain an additional health. So, bam. So again, they have really no inherent health, but when they have health, then all of a sudden they are like activated and now have to be something that you need to consider as you go through this game. The Alper Aslan, loving this game, your channel more with each playthrough. Would love to hear your favorite solo games. Well, it's almost like I paid you to say that. Yeah, my top solo games list is coming out at the end of the month, so I'm very excited about that. It is by far the most important video I do every year from the channel perspective. And yeah, I'm digging that. So I'm already getting that ready. Wondering I feel like my focus is a little off. But I'm gonna try to mess with that real quick while I talk. But yeah, so check out end of the month. I am putting a hard cap. Any games that are going to be considered. I'm going to do a top 29 because there's 29 release spirits of Spirit Island. It's a goofy thing I've done the last couple of years. You know, because last year was top 24 because there were only 24 official spirits of Spirit Island. So this year 29 because Orion's is added in 5. But by the end of next week, if something's not on the channel, I'm just not going to consider it for this year's list because I just have to. I have to start recording that at some point. All right, let me see if I can get this focus a little bit better. Sometimes these card games make it a little hard. Oops, what did I do? Come on. I want you. Nope, that's worse. Yeah, might be a little bit better. It's hard because I got the portal over in the corner and I fisheye with this camera a little bit. Yeah, hopefully as there's more stuff on the screen, it'll get a little bit better. Sometimes there's just so much dead space that the camera starts freaking out a little bit. Again, an upgrade to a more professional camera is in the works. It's going to take a little bit, guys. So sorry about that. Lee, what's up, sir? Rocket Magnet. Yeah, I've been enjoying this game. Also, looking forward to the expansions coming to Kickstarter soon, I think. Alper Aslan says, yay. I'll be watching this soon. I'm on holiday now and on a mobile roaming plan. Yeah, don't. It's not. Don't get crushed with roaming charges. That would be very, very bad. Hold on one sec. All right, my sinuses really don't want this to happen today, apparently. But yeah, as much as I'd love the sound of my own voice and think this game is super cool, I don't know if it's worth, lots and lots of charges from your cell phone provider just to watch it. All right, let's make this happen, kids. So this is the setup. I mean, there's not much else to it. There are going to be these very helpful round cards. If you do get this game, you're also going to want to make sure that you know that there is a errata FAQ, which really does help answer some things, and there's also a couple of minor misprints on some of the cards. So definitely check that out. Giacomo emailed me this morning, worried that I hadn't found it yet. I found it. I already had it. I had the sucker printed out in black and white, but that's fine. It's still the same thing. Black and white or color doesn't change the content. I promise. Not lying here. So yeah, that's it. We do have to draw our opening hand. So this is it. We have the turn order phase. I'm gonna draw my opening hand, and then we'll get into the madness. So my 5 cards in my hand, and maybe I should have set this up a little bit differently. No, maybe I can make myself smaller. Yeah, I could put my hand in the corner. Yeah, I'm gonna make myself a little bit smaller. We're gonna put my deck up here, and then give me some play area. I have this camera zoomed in super tight. Remember, like, funny story, like I had this all set up and ready to go yesterday, and then I started to go I pressed stream, and then I realized I was like, oh, I'm not streaming this today. I'm streaming Black Sonata. So I quick switched over, played Black Sonata. It was fun, and here we are today, which is great. So yeah, I didn't want to mess up people who had like earmarked their calendar and stuff like that. So I'm not, or like hit the bell notifications, if they wanted to see a certain game. So it just seemed like that was the better way to go. But I'm going to draw 5 cards. The recommendation of the book is that you want to bring into your hand allies, and you can do a full mulligan. It's like Arkham, that you can draw 5 cards, discard what you don't want, draw the rest, back up to 5, and then shuffle the cards back in. So when I say Arkham, it's like Arkham LCG. So we have exactly 0 allies so far. So we have the Stream of Life, the Runic Capital. The Tuscan Warriors are fine, but woof, they cost 7 mana to put out. That's the mana cost in the top left. That might be hard to get out early. We have a spell and the Dawn Defenders, which also cost 7. I am doing a full mulligan, people, because woof, I'm going to need some better cards than that to make this work. So there we go. Clan of the Yoke, that's reasonable. It costs 3 mana. We have the Clan of the Boar, that costs 6 mana. We have the Clan of the Falcon, that costs 1 mana. And we have the Shaman, which costs 2 mana. These are all, what a good draw. And Bloodlust, even freaking better. So that was a really good mulligan. I am much happier with those 5 cards than the initial 5. I love Spirit Island, Plan of the Apocalypse, Too Many Bones, Classfire, but all only if I have lots of time. Currently, it's more Wolf's Edge, Terraforming Mars, Ares Expedition in this game, and maybe some Hoplo Victorum. Also, says Alper. Yeah, it's one hell of a list, sir. I have not played Plan of the Apocalypse. It's a Plan of the Maximum Apocalypse. But yeah, those are definitely. I mean, Spirit Island, Too Many Bones, Classfire, obviously. Anything that I feature regularly on the channel, you can expect somewhere in my top 29, but where is the question? Oh, the intrigue. All right, so this is my opening hand. Your hand limit is 7 cards, but you don't actually, unlike a lot of games where there's like a draw phase, there is no draw phase. You don't draw cards. Normally, you only draw a card when you defeat a monster, and there are 2 different kinds of monsters. You have the minions, they count as monsters. The outsider, any level of the outsider counts as a monster, and then anything that comes out of the deck that says monster, well, guess what? That's a monster too. So when we kill things, we get monsters. Now there are epic monsters, there are regular monsters, and then there's, again, the outsider, who is a special kind of epic monster. So we're going to go to the refresh phase. So this is the first phase of the first turn, and we're going to refresh our mana. Our mana starts at 0, and we're going to get +4 because that's what the portal tells us that we're going to get. So we go from 0 up to 4 mana. How amazing. Now we're going to go to the Horde, and we ready any exhausted cards. One of the things I really like, so you basically have a line here, and to exhaust a card, there's no tapping or blah, 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 like exhausting. You just basically pull it away. Right, so if anything's off the bottom of the card thing, it's just a way we've used their ability. Now it's still in the line. You'll see that there are 6 lanes here. It's still in that lane, and it will still fight in the fight phase, but it just means that you've used this ability. So it's a really simple mechanic, and if something gets pulled off the bottom of the screen, you'll just know that it's exhausted, but everything else on the card is still in play. All right, and I wish there was a little better place for the castle, but this will all have to work, I think. All right, so that is the end of the refresh phase. So now we go to the Horde phase, and I will say, so the castle, for instance, and again, this is the bear's castle himself. It has an exhaust ability. We have to pay a mana, choose one. We can remove 2 damage from the castle or remove 1 damage from an ally, draw a card. Now the castle has 20 health. If the castle ever gets destroyed, well, guess what? You lose. It's, no surprise here. So 2 ways to lose that we have discovered. 1, we get decked out. 2, our castle is destroyed. We're going to go to the Horde phase. Now we're going to summon Horde cards. How many Horde cards are we going to summon? Well, good question. We're going to summon the number of Horde cards that is in the upright position of the portal, knowing that the portal is going to rotate. So in the first round, we're going to get 1 Horde card. In the second round, we get 2. In the third round, we get 3. So I'm pulling 1 Horde card, and we'll see what it is. It is the Storm Caller. We can ignore any symbols on the sides for now. This is, also there are levels of monsters. There's level 1 monsters, level 2 monsters. Like, you can set a deck that's only level 2 if you want to make things harder. There's like a bunch of things you can do. Like, I've kind of come away from like wanting to have to build a deck before I play. I just want to kind of play a lot of games. I'd like this with Set of Watch too. Another one of the games I love. So we have Stormcaller, Monster, Renegade. When it plays, 2 different allies gain -1. Now that would only be allies in play, not allies in my hand. And what it would gain -1 attack, right? So we'd use these tokens to, hey, what has -1 attack? Fortunately, it's not going to affect any of my dudes because none of my dudes are in play. We do as much as we can, which is nothing at this point. And this says taunt. At the end of the alliance phase, this monster must be engaged. Now, there are a few keywords that you're going to have to know about. And those keywords are all in the back of the book in the glossary. It's a pretty nice glossary, and then it's made even better again with this little FAQ errata that came out. This is another one of those games where the rulebook probably could have been a little bit better, but Giacomo is one of the designers who has been very, very active on BGG, answering questions, and I very much appreciate that. I've said that about Tristan Hall. I've said that about that Mike from Rock Manor. Like, look, I'm... if the rulebook wasn't great, but at least the designer is there to make sure everyone gets their questions answered, I think that's, in modern gaming, that's just good. It's something to be expected. I mean, the hard thing about, there's only so much playtesting you can do, and I get all that. So it's like, hey, this isn't clear. Great. Now we have a source where we can go and get all our answers. I mean, the obviously the ideal for that in my mind is Spirit Island, where Eric Royce set up an entire website with a very orderly sequence of questions and answers, based on cards and stuff like that. But I know not every publisher is going to be able to go that far with it. It is what it is. All right, so that says taunt. We know that we need to be engaged with him by the end of the alliance phase. All right, we have no choice about that. Now he has 2 attack, so whatever he's engaged with, he will do 2 damage. If he's not engaged with someone, that 2 damage would go to the castle, but remember, he has taunt, so he will be engaged with someone. If he had trample, any excess damage, so say I gave something there with 1 health, and the excess damage would go to the castle. He doesn't have trample, so again, that would be all absorbed, so a little Magic of the Gathering there. I haven't played much Magic, but that's, obviously, this seems to be a little bit inspired by that. And then the Stormcaller has 4 health, so we need to do 4 damage to it to destroy it. We'll see if we can pull that off. We now go to the alliance phase. Now, in the alliance phase, we can spend mana to put these cards in play. We can kind of switch guys in the line. The Horde, for their part, will always go left to right. They're always going to fill in over here. And actually, when we bring minions, we're going to have to kill these minions because they're super annoying, and we'll explain that as we go. We have to bring them into the open lane over here. One of the things that I've seen about this game that rings true is that, I think when you start playing this game, there's this idea that you're going to want to try to blitz the portal. Generally speaking, I'm going to spend a lot of time in phase 1 of the portal, get myself set up, really take down these minions. I'm going to try to take down all 4 of them, get them down to 0 health, because that's really going to help the rest of the game get super strong. And then at some point, sometimes, not always, especially on painful mode, but sometimes the actual stages where you're dealing with the outsider are a little bit anticlimactic. This is one of those games that I think the beginning of the game is the most interesting decision space, and then after that, it's like, well, I'm going to win, and you're playing out the string. Obviously, there's things that could always change it. There's a little bit of luck that is still going to be involved, but I do find the first part, when you're trying to get on top of all this, to be the most important part and the most interesting part, really, for me. Silver, ooh, what is this? The art looks great. Yeah, I definitely agree. And Joey says, I love the box cover art. Very 80s retro. The logo looks like a blend of Battle Beast and He-Man. Yeah, dude, it's really cool. Like, I mean, if you look at Aeon's End, right, which has like a very similar nostalgia to it, right? It feels like it's out of the 80s. But Aeon's End always, like, I never loved the art of Aeon's End. I didn't mind it, but I didn't love it. This kind of does the same thing, but the art's just so much crisper and more awesome in a way that's very, very cool. All right, so Giacomo, whoever your artist is, good job on them. They're amazing. I only have 4 mana. I have to have someone engaged with a Stormcaller. I would prefer they don't die. I'm going to be pretty strapped. The Shamans I'll probably want to get out next turn. The problem is I really want to tackle some of these minions. The taunt of the Stormcaller, I think, is going to prevent me from doing that. That I think I'm going to take the full brunt of these minions in round 1, which isn't great. And I'm not going to be able to kill the Stormcaller, which also isn't great. Well, I guess I could kill the Stormcaller with Bloodlust, but that seems like an expensive way to do that. Oh, okay, it is what it is. I think I just want to knock out the Stormcaller. It'll give me another card in my hand, and again, these minions are just going to have to be. That taunt is going to be really bad. But if I can get if I can open up this lane. Now remember, next turn I'm drawing 2 more cards, which is another problem. I don't want to get overrun early. So Bloodlust is a really good card, but I do think I'm going to spend it this turn. I do want to get the Shaman out too, because the Shaman really have an exhaust ability that adds to your mana, which could be really good. But I'm going to get Pillage for 6 cards this round, and that makes me a wee bit nervous. But we'll see if that's going to come back to bite me in the end. So I'm going to spend 3 mana to get the Clan of the Oak in play, and we're going to put that here. Now, if this dude didn't have taunt, I could bring the Clan of the Oak anywhere, and then I could challenge one of the minions and bring them down to the line. I would prefer to do that, but the taunt's really preventing me from doing that because I have to have someone engaged with this guy. So although I didn't get the brunt of his, hey, -1 attack to 2 of my allies, he's still really messing with me because he's affecting my plans. I would rather let the castle take some damage this round than do what I'm doing. Now, this Bloodlust thing has a Lightning Bolt playability. That means I don't have to play it now. I don't play this until the Treachery phase, and we'll get to that in a second. All right, so we put this dude's out. I have the Clan of the Oak out. They say as long as the Clan of the Oak has no neighbors, they gain +1 armor. So that means they're going to have 1 armor on them this turn, which is super cool. Bloodlust will give them a 2nd armor, and that will be very nice. That's all I can do this alliance phase, or that's all I want to do this alliance phase. I could spend my last mana to draw a card. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to hold on to that 1 mana, and now we go to the Treachery phase. In the Treachery phase, you draw the top card. You treat the entire card as if it was blank, except for what's in the right. If it was it has a Lightning Bolt, then you would trigger what's on the bottom. The Lightning Bolt should not be on the left or the right because they're super confusing. The Lightning Bolt should probably be on the top. That's just my opinion. The swords add damage. So the Troll Trackers have a sword over here, but again, we don't care what it is. It's like a blank piece of paper that has a sword on the right, and that means the rightmost enemy in the line is going to get +1 to their attack. So we're just going to move this over here. The rest of that thing is totally blank. We ignore all of it, all right? But we know when he attacks, he has +1 attack. It is what it is. Now, I can use my play abilities and my Lightning Bolt exhaust abilities. I'm going to use this last mana to play this card, Bloodlust, for its Lightning Bolt's playability. So my Clan of the Oak gain +2 to their attack and +1 armor for the remainder of the turn. That's done. We go to the fight phase. Fights happen left to right. The Stormcaller is attacking for 2, +1 with the Troll Trackers. Now again, it's the rightmost minion. There's only 1 minion in the line, so guess what? He wins. The Troll Tracker, now that card can come out. So if he's doing 2 + 1 damage, that's 3 damage. Math majors. I have +1 armor because I have no neighbors. +1 armor from that, so I only take 1 damage to the Clan of the Oak. So I put a -1 on there. He has 2 health left, and then we're attacking for 3, and then +2 because of Bloodlust. That's enough to kill the Stormcaller because it does 5 damage, and the Stormcaller only has 4 health. Since we killed the minion, we get another card. It is the bear himself. All right. Well, we'll see. This could be interesting. I am mildly optimistic. So this comes out of the game. That is a discarded card. And now we can go to the rest of the phase. We go to the Pillage phase. In the Pillage phase, minions that are not in the line, so all 4 of these jerks, they are going to do 1 damage each to the town. And so they're pillaging our town, and thematically that means that we are going to lose 6 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why 6 cards? Well, there's 6 health cumulative on the various minions up there, so we lose 1 card for each of that. Remember, we only have 40 cards in our deck. The fact that I was not able to take out any of the minions early because of the taunt is a little bit annoying, but we'll see if we can't get more on top of this as we go. So that was the Pillage phase. We now go to the end phase. Is the gate destroyed? The gate is not destroyed, obviously, so we're going to No, I'm sorry. If the gate was destroyed, so if we had destroyed this, it would have been there, and then the next level would come in the upright position with the purple number at top. It was not destroyed. We're going to actually rotate the gate 90 degrees, and now in the next horde phase, we're drawing 2 cards. That's where painful comes in. This is the only. Well, I'm sorry. I don't even have the other cards. In hard, you would only still be drawing 1 and then 2 the next round. But we're drawing 2 this round. We draw 0 next round, right? So we'll have a chance to breathe. The thing is, can we get the right cards that we can get a little bit more set up here? We'll see. There are some cheaper allies I have. I just haven't been able to draw them. So I discarded out of 7 cards. I only have 4. My gate took no damage, which is a little unfortunate because I kind of want to get the shamans out, but I might have to sacrifice this clan of the Falcon. Woof. Maybe. We'll see. So that's about it. So now we go to the refresh phase. I'm going to get 4 mana back. So again, 0 to 4, not a ton. I already exhausted cards. I have no exhausted cards. And now we're going to go to the Horde phase. So we're summoning 2 Horde cards. 2 because of that number. The first Horde card is a spell. The Zephyrite minions gain 3 health. That's bananas. So they're up to too many health. I need to kill them because that's the problem. So Zephyrite minions 1, 2, 3. They gain -1 armor, -1 attack to my 2 strongest allies. I only have 1 ally in play, so the Clan of the Oak gets -1 attack, so he's only attacking 2. That's unfortunate. Oof. This is not going well. And that's it. So that's a spell. That's the entire Horde card. We pulled it. It was a spell. It was not a thing. Hopefully we get another spell because I think that'd be... I don't want to get... We have our hands full with these minions right now. So we'll see. So that was the first Horde card. The second Horde card we're summoning is the Deep Howlers. So fight if the Deep Howlers are not engaged. They deal 3 damage to the castle. Armor 1. Armor prevents the first bit of damage per turn. So if you attack these multiple times, it only prevents 1 damage. So you can kind of keep track of that with these armor tokens if you want. But we'll see how we want to do with it. But the Howlers are super annoying. They're only attacking for 1, but they have a lot of health. Woof. I'm in not great shape. These, oh man, I'm gonna... The fact that I lost that armor, lost that attack is super bad. Alright, I think I'm going to let the Howlers do some damage to the castle. It just is what it is. And we're going to probably get pillaged pretty bad. We're not getting any new Horde cards next turn, which is super good, so I think we'll still have a chance. Let's take the chat. Recommended, I think you had 4 common cards. Is that correct? As I just checked, and I definitely got 8. Is it 4 in the retail version? You will do well to recover from here, in my opinion. It's just... I just have 4, dude. Do you shuffle the... I mean, is it maybe random? Yeah, I just have... Well, there's the 4 minion cards, and then there's the 4 cards that get shuffled in the deck. So my version definitely has 4 common cards. If there's 8, would you shuffle all 8 into the deck? That seems crazy. But yeah, my deck, I mean, I can go to the rule book. I'm pretty sure it's just 4 common cards. I mean, I know for a fact I only have 4 common cards. 4 minion cards. There's 67 Horde cards, which makes sense because they have 3 different decks. There's 21 in each, and then there's the 4 common cards. And so the Horde cards there are definitely 4 common cards. All right, this was a good draw for me, for sure. So we're going to the alliance phase. I want to get the Clan of the Falcons out. I think I'm gonna let these guys live for a second and take out one of these other 2 jerks. And then I'm going to try to store a little mana up between rounds. All right, so I'm going to move this guy. Well, you can do this in any order you want. So I'm going to move the Clan of the Oak here. Oh, shoot. +1, play, remove. I don't need +1 attack. I think I can at least get him out, though. Draw a card. So I'll use the Shamans next turn. Man, I'm tempted to actually not even put another dude in play. I could save up. I can get the clan of the boar out and the shamans. That would be a much stronger round. Yeah, so I'm just gonna move the clan of the oak here, and then I can do what's called a engage. I can engage the minion. I'm gonna engage the Ratamills. They will kill me. I don't want to be killed. And try to get the clan of the boar out. Yeah, I think I have to put the Clan of the Falcon in play. So I'm going to spend the 3, put the Clan of the Falcon in play. His play ability, he removes up to 1 damage from an ally. So again, the Clan of the Oak now still has 3 health. Oh, he's got an armor. Never mind. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm leaving him over here. I'm going back to my originally scheduled program. Remember, his armor, he's going to prevent the first bit of damage. So he should live. Now, if it's +1 attack like it was last time, then that's going to be a wee bit worse. Yeah, I've been shuffling 8 in. I'm curious about that. If you're supposed to in the non-retail, that seems like that would radically change the balance of the Horde deck. So I don't know if Giacomo is still around, if he wants to speak to that. But I wonder if you're just supposed to randomize and just choose 1 for each minion, because that just, I mean, it's 25 cards. I mean, you're going from essentially 5%, 6, 7% of the, no, less than 7. It'd be like math. Math is hard. I mean, you're going from 4 out of 25. What's that? 12? Like, man, my math is way wrong. Like 15% of the deck being cards that are going to be related to helping the minions to almost 30% of the deck. Like, that seems nutty. Yeah, dude. I don't know. That's pretty wild. Anyway, let's make this happen. We're gonna go to we did the Horde phase, we did the Alliance phase. I didn't put anything else out. I'm just kind of chilling here. Now we go to the Treachery phase. So we pull this. Oh, +3 attack to the Ratamil minions. That's definitely gonna kill the Clan of the Horde. I'm glad I did not bother with the Clan of the Falcon. It is what it is. So that stays there. And now we go to carrying out the fight phase. The Deep Howlers are not engaged, so they're gonna do 3 damage to the castle. Oh no, the castle's in trouble. And then here, the Ratamil minions, they do have trample, right? So they're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. It's going to take 3 damage to kill the Clan of the Oak. Remember, because they have no neighbors, they have +1 armor. So 3 damage kills the Clan of the Oak. 2 damage gets through. And that's going to be 2 more damage on the castle. So we'll just put a -5 over here. Now, the Clan of the Oak, while even though they got defeated, they are going to attack. They're only attacking for 2 because they have a -1 attack here. That 2 is enough to kill the Ratamil minions. This card can go away. Again, that was a treachery card for the round. He goes back. I did defeat a monster, so we get a card. It is the Dawn Defenders. And lo and behold, our Clan of the Oak will go to the discard pile. Alright, so that was the end of the fight phase. 5 damage on our castle, not great, but I think we'll be able to recover from here. We now go to the pillage phase. I have 7 health on these minions. We're going to discard 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So not great. Very worried about the fact that we went through 13 cards in a pretty short amount of time. We will have to really start killing these dudes soon. But I have a plan for that. I have a plan for that, kids. Oof. Do I? Yeah, the Zephyrite minions are getting a little out of control. Maybe I bring in Gilbarn? That could be a strong play. It's his castle, damn it. He's going to go defend it. All right. End phase, I did not destroy the portal, so this is going to rotate here. And I have nothing exhausted, so we're fine. We go to the refresh phase. I get 4 more mana. I'm now up to 8. Again, we are limited to 10. I already exhausted cards. I had no exhausted cards. I think I said that out of order. And now we go to the Horde phase. We're pulling 0 cards. In the Alliance phase, I'm spending 2 to bring out these shamans. I can put them wherever I want. We're going to heal the castle for 2. So that's not the 3, that's the playability, and they come in exhausted. In future rounds, though, I could exhaust them and get a mana, which is super nice, but we're going to just do that for now. And actually, I want to put them here. They're exhausted. It is what it is. I have a plan. I have a plan, people. Let's see if it works. I'm now going to take the next 6 And I'm bringing in Gilbarn because he has 1,000,000 health. He's going to engage this dude. We're going to let the Deep Howlers continue to just do their thing. That's fine. We'll deal with you later. Whatever. And then we're going to also engage this guy here. I have a plan. All right. This could be hopefully the turning point that we needed. Be the change you need to be. All right, and that's fine. So then we still have these 3 allies in our hand. Though there's some spells and stuff I'm going to want, but ultimately I feel okay about where we're at. We're now going to go to the treachery phase. So I pull this off. What is it? Oh, it's a lightning bolt power. NA ally gains -1 attack. I'm going to give this to the shamans. So they just can't attack at all. Their attack was a 1. Now it's a 0. It is what it is. But remember, Gilbjarn, for the remainder of the turn when he's played, he may split his strike damage among any number of monsters within 1 lane of him. So I could basically go any way I want there, which is super cool. So that treachery card, just again, lightning bolt, even though it's on the right, it's still triggering the treachery on this card. Again, it's a little silly. They should have put the lightning bolt in the center because it's like, oh, we're doing what? And yeah, it's a little confusing, but that's fine. They did it for flavor, I think, but doesn't help. We'll put the treachery at the bottom. Like, do something different. All right, we're now going to go to the fight phase because I have no lightning bolt playability, so I'm not doing anything there. The Deep Howlers are doing 3 damage to our castle. The Zephyrite minions are engaged with Gilbjarn. He's doing 5 damage. He's going to do 4 to the Zephyrite, and I can split the damage this way too, so I'm going to also kill the Yetnar. So we're killing both of these, and I killed the Yetnar before it had a chance to kill the Shamans. You do left or right. It is what it is. Now, the Zephyrites are doing 4 damage to Gilbjarn. Gulbjarn. It's a word, it's hard to say, but I've killed both of these minions, which is super important. I draw 2 cards because both of them are dead. Bing and ding. And remember, I killed both of those minions while keeping the shamans alive. If the shaman's still on an attack, they would still attack and they would do their damage to the portal because there is no minion engaged with them. But again, their attack went bye-bye because of the treachery, which made him lose 1 attack. So that's the end of that. We are going to pillage. We're pillaging only 2 cards now, but the good thing is we're mostly on top of the minions. We have 1 more that needs to go, but I think we'll be okay there. There are cards that will mess with them as we go, but for now, if we can at least get them down to 0, it will really help the rest of this game. That was the end of turn 3. The gate was not destroyed. We're going to rotate it here. We're pulling 1 card in turn 4. I discard down to 7 cards. I only have 5. And now we get to the refresh phase. I gain mana. Now, if we kill the portal, one nice thing is we get 6 mana around instead of 4, which can be super helpful. But we only gain 4 mana and we refresh our shaman. We're going to go to the horde phase. We're pulling 1 card. It is the Kenyite Lava Eruptor. Oh boy! The Onikai minions gain 2 more health. And then we attach the Lava Eruptor to, and I could just do it this way. We're going to cast the Lava Eruptor to the Onikai minions. Attached monster gains deal 1 damage to an ally if it pillages. Now, it only pillages if it's in the back line, but obviously I wanted to kill that thing anyway, so that actually was helpful. That was a good one to pull at this time because that is the only minion I really want to engage. I need to start messing with the Deep Howlers, and hopefully I can start reconstituting my deck. There are some allies I would not mind having. We are halfway through our deck for sure. All right, we're going to go to the Alliance phase. I have 4 mana. I'm going to move the shaman over here, and then I'm going to exhaust them, and that's going to give another mana. That's their exhaust ability. It's super fun. Remember, the playability is no longer a thing. I don't have enough mana to bring in many of these dudes. But if I'm basically getting 5 mana around as long as the shamans are alive. So again, their attack is like totally superfluous. That's the best part of their ability. I bring in the Clan of the Falcon, so that's 3 mana. We bring in the Clan of the Falcon. His playability, remove up to 1 damage from an ally. That's helpful. And then I could exhaust him because he didn't come in exhausted like the Shamans. The Clan of the Falcon neighbor gains +1 attack and +1 armor for the remainder of the turn. It still kills Gubjon. Woof. So I have to do something else too. I'm going to play Speak with Spirits. That's all my mana. An ally gains 2 health, so he's down to just 1 negative health. And I can remove 4 damage to the castle, or I could give an ally +2 attack. The Clan of the Falcons only has 1 health, so that's not great. I could start attacking the portal, which I don't think is terrible. +1 attack, +1 armor. If I moved him here at +1 attack, well, that's the armor, so that's woof. Yeah, I'll heal 4 from the castle. I think that's just the smartest thing to do. So the castle only has 2 damage on it, thanks to Speaking with Spirits, but I am down to 0 mana. Alright, that's going to go out here. We're going to go to the Treachery phase. What do we get? Alright, +1 damage to the Deep Howlers. That's fine. Oh, I wanted to engage these minions, obviously. In the fight phase, the Howler's doing 4 damage to the castle, so we just healed 4. We're back to 4 there. And now we go out to the rest of the line. The minions are doing 4 damage to Giljon, but we got 1 armor from the Clan of the Falcon, so only 3 damage. And then Giljon is going to kill them because he's doing a 4 attack of a 5. That's defeated. When you defeat the minions, any attached cards are discarded. Then they go back to the line. I defeated the monster. We get the Frostbite Outpost. That could be pretty excellent. I don't hate that. The Clan of the Falcon are going to attack. We're going to do 2 damage to the portal because there is no minions in the Clan of the Falcon's lane. And the Shamans would attack, but again, their attack stat is down to a 0. So nothing happening there. Pillage phase, nothing pillages, which is super nice. End phase, the gate was not destroyed. We flip this over. It's going to be 1 more Horde card next turn. And then we discard down to 7 cards. We only have 4. Refresh phase, Speaking is hard. I get 4 mana. I unexhaust these cards. We draw 1 Horde card. What is it? It is the Troll Brute monster renegade. At the end of the alliance phase, this monster must be engaged. He has taunt. Well, who's surprised about that? I really need to kill. I need to start hammering away these Deep Howlers because I can't just keep taking 3 damage a turn. It's not the greatest thing ever. Armor 3, attack 5. He's going to come in here, which is making this over here fairly crowded. The Clan of the Maple has trample. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Gilbjon over here. Ooh, that could kill him. Woof. Well, I'm going to exhaust the Shamans. That comes up here. And I think taunt, it has to be engaged with an ally. I don't think I can engage it with this tower. Taunt, I'm not sure I want to engage it with the tower. All monsters with taunt must be engaged at any cost. Oh yeah, so if I had a tower there, it'd actually have to be discarded to be with a dude. I could spend a mana to heal 1 from an ally, which is pretty expensive route to go here. Clan of the Maple armor. Yeah, I really am just trying to keep Gilbjon alive, but That is easier said than done. Maybe I let the Deepellers attack the castle one more time here. I dig that. I'm going to move him over here. I'm going to spend this 5 to get the Clan of the Maple out. And I think that makes sense. And then I'm going to exhaust the Clan of the Falcon to give +1 attack and +1 armor to the Clan of the Maple. All right, we go to the Treachery phase. What do we get? Again, we ignore everything. +1 attack to the Deepellers. So this is getting precarious. Fight phase. We're at -10 health on the castle, so half the castle's health is gone. And now we go to the Troll Brute. The Troll Brute is doing 3 damage to the Clan of the Maple. The Clan of the Maple has 1 armor because of this. And then we do the fight ability of the Clan of the Maple, so I could attack over here too if I wanted to. I don't want... This should have been smarter. I'm sorry. I would have moved them here, and here's why. So, 1 armor for the remainder of the turn. The Clan of the Maple and a monster in a lane to their right may deal damage to each other. So, he's doing... Oh, but then they die. Because I would take 2 damage here. My armor would be exhausted. I take 1 damage here, and they would be dead. I don't want that. No, I wanted to keep them alive, so it is what it is. So they did 4 damage. If there was another monster here, I could use their fight ability for them to fight. I'm not doing that. Obviously, there's nothing there. So we're just... This could go away. We're just attacking the Troll Brute. We're doing 5 damage, but we have Trample. So only need 2 to kill the Troll Brute. 3 more damage gets onto the portal. The Troll Brute's attacking for 3. We have 1 armor thanks to the Clan of the Falcon. And this goes away because at the end of the turn. 1 armor thanks to the Falcon, so the 3 damage only becomes 2 on the Clan of the Maple. So that's fine. This dude's dead. Since I killed a monster, we get a Skytear Mine. Add 2 mana, remove up to 2 health from an ally, or 2 damage from an ally or a castle, and that only costs 1. That is a fantastic card, but yeah, I would not mind. There's a couple of cheaper minions that I would very much not mind seeing. The pillage phase, there's nothing pillaging. The end phase, the portal's not destroyed. It moves. Now it's close to being destroyed. Only 3 more damage. Oh, wait, hold on. The Clan of the Maple did 3 damage. It's going to be destroyed this turn. I play good, guys. I know games. The Clan of the Falcon does 2 damage. And then Gilbjon does 5 damage. That's enough to destroy the portal. Everyone attacks. I just totally brain farted. So that's interesting. We're a little bit deeper. We're going to the next stage. I was not ready for this. So once it got enough damage, it's now destroyed. Now, if as soon as something gets enough health to destroy it, it flips over, or it's destroyed. It can't come back, even if it had an effect that it could heal. For instance, like the Clan of the Boar, it has a thing after it destroys a minion, it heals the health. But if it takes 4 damage, even if it destroyed I'm sorry, not a minion, a monster. Those are the minions. Even if it destroyed a monster, I couldn't take enough damage to be destroyed, but then get a health back and come back. Like once I'm destroyed, I forget the phrase in the rulebook, but it's actually funny to me. It's like a unending cycle of death or something. Something very serious. So just be aware of that. But yeah, so we managed to kill the portal. So we're in the end phase. The gate was defeated. So this comes out. We place the next gate up right. Now the next gate, again, painful mode, is coming out with 2 Horde. So we were getting 2 Horde either way, 2 cards from the Horde deck either way, so this kind of worked out for us. However, we have a special ability here. Summon all cards in the outsider pile. This is the outsider pile. If at any point all 6 lanes are filled up, there would be more cards in the outsider pile. If you have all 6 lanes filled up with Horde, like, you're just going to lose. It just is what it is. But now we're going to have to bring that in at the end of the Horde phase. And the Hatebringer has an ability, and we'll kind of get into what he does in a second. All right, so this now is 10 health, but it also means we have 6 mana. That's super helpful because I wasn't loving our cards. So that's actually fairly lucky. I feel pretty good about that. So that comes in. I discard out of 7 cards. I only have 4. Checking the chat. Looking forward to the expansion for this. Says Mike James. Should the portal be destroyed? Yes, I know. I play bad. We go to the mana phase. I gained 6. Somebody was on top of it. What's up, Mike? How are you doing, bud? All right, this comes up here, and we're done. Horde phase. We're drawing 2. It's coming. It's coming together. I feel okay. We might have a chance, kids. We're drawing 2 now. Again, we don't have to kill the second stage of the portal. You just don't have to. However, it's not the craziest idea, and the reason why is stage 3 of the portal is 0, 0, 0, 0. So you're adding 0 more cards to the horde, and you're just basically going to attack the outsider. It is what it is. Now both of these have the thing summon all cards in the outsider phase, pile at the end of the horde phase. If we can slam this portal shut, it really helps. The portal numbers on the second stage are pretty bonkers because it's 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. You get the idea. So there does become a strategy of like, oh, I really need this portal to die, and then it becomes 0 0 0 0 0. This might be a little bit much for me. I could have done with like a 0 1 0 1. It seems a little crazy that like literally nothing else is coming out. I digress. It is what it is. But the idea is because you're at the final boss. I think the final boss is, if you're gonna do that, the final bosses are probably be a little harder. But I am playing with like the recommended beginner boss, so we'll see how the other outsiders, handle that for me, right? As we go. But whoo, how do I want to pull this off? We draw 2 horde cards. So the first horde card is an attachment. The Zotlanian Venom. Attachment, common. The Radamil minions gain 2 health. Remember, so they're going to start pillaging again. Pillaging our life force. I think we're down to like 13 cards. So, yeah, like pillaging is bad. We still have to kill both stages of the outsider. Attached monster gains pillage. Pillage 1 extra card for each health on it. So if we don't kill the Radamil minions, they're basically going to be pillaging 4. That's not good, even though they only have 2 health. No thank you, we will have to kill them this turn. Next, it's another troll brute. I just killed your brother. I guess you're here for more yourself. Woo! Alright, so we're going to get to the alliance phase now. So there's definitely some monsters that have been really, really bad. Other than the taunt on the first monster we saw, this has not been awful, which is good. The deep howlers have all, obviously they're putting a hurting on our castle here, so we're going to want to deal with that at some point. At the end of the horde phase, the Hatebringer comes in. Now he has a play ability. The Hatebringer strikes the allies he's engaged with. Otherwise, the Hatebringer is not engaged. He strikes the castle. He'd be striking the castle for 4. I don't love that. Woof. I think my falcon is going to die. Now, he doesn't have trample. I can't sacrifice the clan. I did like the armor thing he was doing for me. But reality is, I'm not loving. I don't even think I'm set to deal with the Hatebringer right now, to be honest with you. I can kind of stall with the Frostbite Outpost, which I think might be smart. Yeah, I don't want to do 4 more damage to the castle. The Clan of the Falcon, you've been awesome, but you're taking 4 damage. There is no trample, so the rest doesn't go on. And we're just going to say goodbye to our fearless friend. All right, alliance phase. I'm going to put the shaman over here, exhaust them. Again, all they're good for is mana, which is totally fine. 4 damage, no armor. The guys are not big on the armor, except for the Dawn Defenders. Oh. I could bring the Dawn Defenders in. They can do 5 damage to the Deep Howlers. Deep Howlers are getting annoying. We're only bringing one more card in next turn. I'd have to kill the minions, obviously. The problem if I do the Dawn Defenders, then someone's gonna have to engage with a Hatebringer, and I don't love that. And maybe I get the Clan of the Boar in, and then I can consider the Dawn Defenders next turn. It's just probably smarter. Although I can do that too. Wow, so many options. Yeah, not enough health here. No armor. I could have the Dawn Defenders attack the Hatebringer. Right, because I can move as much as I want. Yeah, I'm going to play Skytear Mine. It costs me 1 mana. When I play it, I add 2 mana, so I don't know, I mean, I guess that's easier. Or I wanted to say just add 1 mana, it costs 0. I don't know. It is what it is. I guess you need a mana to play it. Remove up to 2 damage from a castle. I'm sorry, 2 damage from an ally or from the castle. I'm going to remove 2 damage from I'll remove 2 damage from Gilbjarn, whose name I can't pronounce. So he is only got 2 health. I'll leave the castle as it is. Now we have 8 mana to spend. That's out. I'm going to spend 7 to bring the Dawn Defenders in. I could put them anywhere. They're going to deal 5 damage to a non-epic monster, so I'm going to deal 5 damage to the Deep Howlers. Now, if I had killed this sucker, well, the armor triggers for the first instance, but now the armor is out for the rest of the round, which is super helpful. So I've dealt with the armor, so I'm going to put the -1 there to remind me that I've dealt with that armor 1. Because again, this is all the same turn, right? There's phases within turn. Now, if I had killed that monster, it would have been placed underneath the Dawn Defenders, and then if the Dawn Defenders died, then it comes back out. So it's like a really interesting mechanic. You don't want to use that 5 damage willy-nilly to just kill something, and it has to be a non-epic monster. So the Deep Howlers are perfect for that ability, for sure, because it doesn't kill the monster, and it doesn't do that other thing. it doesn't, and because they're non-epic, which is nice. I'll move these guys here. I'm gonna move these guys here. I'm going to spend my last mana to bring the Frostbite Outpost into play. That comes into play with 2 health. And you'll see what that does. I'm a fan of that. The Frostbite Outpost is going to be destroyed, but I just want it for this one play. But again, playability, it comes in with 2 health. Make sure that's on the right side. And then we're going to use Gulbjarn to engage the Radamil minions. All right, so that is a nice little play. Checking the chat. They could kill the Hatebringer. Yeah, I'm not so sure I'm eager to get to the second phase of the Hatebringer right now. I see that. I think I'd rather... There's only 1 card next turn. I think this is like a better setup for me, and I want to clean this out more till I get to stage 2, because that stage 2 is pretty gross. He'll have +1 attack and trample and armor 3. I think this is going to be a little bit better for what I'm looking to do. Plus, I can get the Clan of the Boar out, which I think will be super helpful. Good here, Greg. How about you? I relate this game, not bringing another play on the portal level. You are, though. The Shamans are a good soak for non-trample units, too, in a pinch. Oh, yeah. The Defenders can kill the Hatebringer. Sure, back. I'm glad to see you cover this. Started playing it yesterday and really liked it, although I've got some quibbles with the rulebook. So, again, glad to see a proper rules reader give it a go. I don't know if I'm a proper rules reader. Sometimes. Where's Saget to counter your statement there? For those who don't know, Saget's a pretty active viewer of mine, especially like Maze Night videos. Mike James said Discord is fantastic. Oh, that's great, dude. I at some point I'm gonna bite the bullet and get at the Discord, because I feel like I miss a lot of like opportunity for rules explanations, because I'm still like, I'm the old guy still Googling shit on BGG. And again, I appreciate Giacomo is super active there. Giacomo, the designer of the game, for anyone that came in late. Giacomo did make a cameo early, but has been swimming in children since, it appears. All right, Treachery card coming out. +1 attack to the Deep Howlers. Now we go to the fight phase. The Deep Howlers are finally engaged. They are only doing 2 damage to the clan of the maple, which is fine. So I knew they were kind of not going to survive, but I'm good with that. They're doing 4 damage to the Deep Howlers. So the Clan of the Maple are out. They do 4 damage to the Deep Howlers, though. The Deep Howlers, the armor's already been used up this turn. Again, it was used up when the Dawn Defenders did 5 damage to them. So we only need 2 more damage to kill them, and then 2 damage can go on the portal. So 8 more damage and the portal would be gone. The Clan of the Maple are done for, but we've killed the Deep Howlers. This is out. This is a treachery card, and since I defeated them, I get another card. It's the Clan of the Wildcat. That's the kind of stuff that I like to see. All right, the Troll Brute is doing 2 damage or 3 damage to the Dawn Defenders. They have 5 health. The Dawn Defenders are doing 5 damage to the Troll Brute. They do not have... They don't have trample. Here's what I should have done. Because they were getting killed anyway. I should have had these backwards. So I'm just going to... It doesn't change. I could have definitely moved these in any order I want. I had an open lane. So they would have just taken 2 damage and killed that. They don't have trample, so it's like a total waste. The Clan of the Maple still dies, but they have trample. Oh, but they trampled 2 there instead of 1 here. Never mind. I'm making stuff up. So yeah, they're taking 3 damage. No, they're doing 4 damage. They would have been 2 either way, because this guy only has 2 out. Never mind. It would have been 2 either way. So I'm just, again, making things up. Although if I did it that way, they end up with 1 less damage over here. So that still makes more sense. Instead of thinking 3, it's the same exact result. The trample works both ways, because 2 health versus 2 remaining health. We take 2 damage. I knew they were going to die anyway. So if they stay here, they take 3 damage. Over here, they only take 2. So I should have had them reversed. The Troll Brute is dead. That gives me another card. Now, fight ability for the Plate Hatebringer. He doesn't have anything. Fight ability for the Frostpost Outpost. I can take 1 less health to reduce the attack of this dude by 3. So he's only attacking for a 1. And that's for the remainder of the turn. The Hatebringer now only has an attack of 1, but that 1 extra damage is enough to kill the Frostbite Outpost. But again, I've knocked out 2 enemies, and I'm going to knock out a 3rd, so all we'll have left is the Hatebringer, which makes me happy. So he's done. And now we have the Radamil minions. They're attacking Gilbjon for 2. Gilbjon is now back to 4 damage. He's attacking for 5. He kills them. This attachment goes out. They're dead, and we get even another card, which is great. Oh, the Wind Riders. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. Shamans have no more attack, so we're totally good. The Gaping Maw has not taken damage in a minute, which is good. That's been stalled out of 5, and now we've cleaned up our play area pretty well. Pillage phase, nothing in the back is pillaging. End phase, this wasn't destroyed. We're only drawing 1 next turn. And now we go to the discard down to 7. We only have 4. We go to the refresh phase. This goes from 0 to 6, which is super awesome. This is going to ready. We go to the Horde phase. We're drawing 1 card. Oh, this guy. When did we do that? Summon new Horde cards, then we come back to Horde cards. So we're going to summon a new Horde card. It is a spell. Play. The Yetnar minions now are getting 2 health. Monsters in the portal gain +1 armor for the remainder of this turn. That's a little nasty. So now he has 3 armor, because 2 armor wasn't enough. And that's just for the remainder of this turn. And the portal also has an armor. All right. And that's fine. So that's a playability. It only counts for this turn, so I actually don't attach it. It's not an attachment. It's just a spell, and then that will go away. And I'll just use those tokens to remind me of that. Then we compact the Hatebringer. He comes here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to kill him anymore with the Royal Defenders, which is a little sad, because I was hoping to do that for sure. But I think that's fine. Did we get another Skytear mine? Skytear mine? We did. That is great. That's really nice. So he's at 3 health with 3 armor, so I need to find a way to do 6 damage if I can, and I don't think that's going to happen. So that extra armor does mean that I'm going to be back again, which is a little unfortunate, but he'll be pretty close to death for sure. I'm going to spend 1 to do the Skytear Mine, which gets me 2 mana, so it gets me up to 7. I'm going to exhaust the Shaman, which gets me up to 8. We're going to spend 6 to get the Clan of the Boar out. I wish they had 1 more attack. I wish I could get 1 more attack to the non-defenders, but it doesn't seem like that's going to work. Oh, I can start doing rebuilds, but I want to kill that dude. No, I'm going to spend 5. I want to get my deck back a little bit. So if your deck's ever empty, you lose. So let me get the Wind Rider out for 5. I'll hold everything else. There's no reason to... Oh, I can try to kill the portal, but it's the +1 armor, but this might make some sense. Yeah, let me try to kill the portal. I'm going to spend 2 more to get the Clan of the Wildcats out. This will work. Yeah, I think we're going to kill this portal this turn, which makes me happy, because then it's going to be 0, 0, 0, 0 the rest of the way out, and then all we'll have to do is deal with the Hatebringer, which will be super nice. I'm going to engage the Yetnar, and I'll engage them with the Wildcats. So I'm going to flip those guys. This is good. All right, we go to the Treachery phase. That is not the right deck. Treachery, the Outsider of the Portal gains +1 health. So, and we prefer the portal. We prefer the Outsider. The Outsider's in place, so now he has 4 health instead of 3. You're not limited by the number that's on him. So that's fine. Again, a preference to the Outsider. So that Treachery is done. And now we do the fight. The Hatebringer is doing 4 damage to the Dawn Defenders. The Dawn Defenders are going to be defeated, but they're still going to do 5 damage to the Hatebringer. Now there's 3 armor, so that gets 2 damage through, which means the Hatebringer loses the 1 that he has and gets 1 minus, so he only has 2 health left. So again, he was up to 4 health. He had the extra armor. I got him down to 2 health, even though it's a 3. That's still a good situation. He'll be a lot easier to kill next turn, because it's only going to require an attack of 4. This extra armor is going to go away. Oh, shoot. What was that spell? Monsters and portals. So he has +1 armor. I can't actually kill him. I do have to leave it like this, because I would not be able to kill the Yetnar with the Wildcats, because he has +1 armor too. So I almost forgot about that. So Hatebringer attack is done. Dawn Defenders are dead. The Yetnar are attacking for 2. They're going to do 2 damage to my Wind Riders. I have a fight ability. I could prevent a pillage from a minion up here, but none of the minions have any health, so it's fine. So I'm not triggering that fight ability. Instead, we're killing the Yetnar because we're doing 5 damage. 2 gets through. There's no trample, so the rest is just lost. That's dead. We draw a card. The Cloud Terrors. The Wildcats are doing 2 damage to the portal, so the armor is taken care of, and then we get 1 damage. Gulfjarn is doing 5 damage, so unfortunately we didn't kill it. We're super close though, but I think killing that next turn will be nice, because then we're basically going to have 2 more Horde cards and we don't have to worry about the rest of the game. And then the Shaman again can't attack because they've had no attack for a while. So we still have 1 more source, which is good. We'll have a couple of new guys we can bring. We can really load up this line and just be ready to kind of win this probably in the next 2 or 3 rounds, hopefully. So this guy is back here. So at the pillage phase, again, nothing up there is pillaging. We go to the end phase. The gate was not destroyed. It does rotate. It's very close to being destroyed, just didn't quite get there. And now we're going to get our mana. We get from 1 to 7. This guy unexhausts. And we go to the Horde phase, which we're drawing 2 cards. This could get interesting. Let's see what we get. It is the Cave Yeti. It's an epic monster. Other monsters in a lane get +1 attack and +1 armor. So that's unfortunate. We keep giving this dude armor and attack. Play the outsider of the portal, gain 2 health. Prefer the outsider, so back he is back to 4 health. Woo! Move Cave Yeti to the rightmost free lane. And then he'll compact next, I think, is how that's supposed to go. It's a little weird. So he goes to the rightmost free lane, which it is, and they're still going to compact at the end of the Horde phase anyway. So I'm not totally sure of the point of that, except they just want him on the right. I don't know. It's a thing. We draw another card. It is another monster. It's a Renegade. Frost Giant deals 3 damage to the castle unless an ally of the alliance takes 5 damage. Well, that's not a thing. I can take 3 damage to the castle. That doesn't concern me all that much. Assuming we kill the portal, this should be the last monsters we face. And then we can really just, again, we need to hammer down on the Hatebringer. Now, the Hatebringer has 2 armor at this point. There's 1 armor, 3 armor at this point. We need to do 6 damage to him again. And again, I'm not getting the exact right sequence that I wanted, unfortunately. That trample. Now he's going to come together. He's got 5 health. Oh, so they moved him to the right. That makes sense, because now he'll have an attack. That makes sense. So they moved him to the right to make sure that when they compact, that all the monsters are going to benefit from that, as long as he's still alive. That's super annoying. So +1 armor, +1 attack. So he's going to need 4 to kill. I can kill him with the Wind Riders. I can prevent this attack with the Wildcats. You'll see that in play. So we're in the alliance phase, so I have to place some of these things. Oh, man. It's a little dirty the way this worked out. The portal's going to be destroyed for sure. 2 epic monsters, eh? Why not? I'm going to exhaust the shaman. We get up to 8. We had 1 left over from last turn. We refreshed to 6. Now remember, we kill this portal, we're only going to get 4 around, so that is like a downside of killing the portal. It is a downside worth spending. Oh, by the way, the Wind Riders. After a Wind Rider's neighbor strikes a monster, that absolutely happened. And it doesn't say... I had 2 neighbors that did it. I can rebuild 1. I put a card from the Alliance discard pile on top of the deck. No, on the bottom of its deck. So I should have done that twice, because there was an attack here on both sides of the Wind Riders. So I did forget to do that. I want to take things that are kind of cheap. So I'm going to take this, Bloodlust, and just put those on the bottom of the deck. So I just forgot to do that. Sorry about that. Yeah, that rebuild ability is pretty important, especially if this is going to drag on a couple more rounds than I thought it might. The problem with the Clan of the Boars, I don't want them to die. And that's looking likely. I could do this. 5. Only other monsters. He does not gain the extra armor or the extra attack, but woof. He's still doing 3 damage, which is still going to kill the Wind Riders, which is, I think I need that to happen. So I'm going to do I spent 4 mana. I go from 8 to 4. We're putting this out here. The Cloud Terrors deal 2 damage to a monster engaged with them. Excuse me. Puberty is a problem. I'm going to lose the... I dealt with the armor for the turn and then put 1 minus health on it. And then the Cloud Terrors, these guys might die, but we're going to really have this just down to the Outbringer. The portal is going to be destroyed, and then I think we'll have a much easier time bringing down the Hatebringer for sure. All right, so that's my turn. I'm going to save the extra mana. We're good to go. We're going to do a Treachery card. It is an extra attack on the Yeti, which is what it is. Now, the Hatebringer has a fight. Does not have a fight ability. The Clan of the Wildcats fight ability. You may return the Clan of the Wildcats to its owner's hand. If you do, any non-outsider monster. Oh, does not. That's a problem. You're an outsider. I can't use you on you. That's fine. Do I want to sacrifice them? Probably. Woof. It's not going to do any damage though. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. I should read. Reading is hard. I could just sacrifice the Clan of the Boar. The Wildcats are going to be silly. I'm losing 3 of these dudes. Woof. That doesn't make me happy. Man, I need heal cards like crazy. There's no taunt here. I could just let him attack the gate. And that would be... That'd have been too risky. That's 5 damage to the gate. Now, I think I just sacrifice the Clan of the Wildcats. I want to kill the rest of these dudes. The Clan of the Wildcats aren't going to be all that strong. The armor is too much anyway. So the Hatebringer is doing 1 billion damage. These 2 extra tokens are going to go away because it's only for this round. So normally the Clan of the Wildcats would come back and it's like they could prevent an attack entirely. Obviously, I didn't read the whole thing. I still think it's better just to sacrifice him. And again, it'll be like mono a mono Gelbjarn versus the Hatebringer plus whoever else I can bring in, and that will be fine. So they're dead. It is what it is. There is no trample. So again, I protected my castle. We're going to now go to the Frost Giant. The Frost Giant is doing 3 damage to the Cloud Terrors. The Cloud Terrors are going to do 2 damage to it. That's enough to kill it. Remember, it did 2 damage when it first got engaged, and then it did 2 damage after the fact. So he's dead. They're dead. We draw a card. It's the Stream of Life. That's super awesome. That's actually a really interesting card at this point in the game. And then the Wind Riders are doing 5. The Wind Riders are going to die. They're doing 5 damage. They don't have trampled. Now, since these guys did damage though, we get to rebuild 1 more. And again, I'm looking for like very, very cheap cards. Shapeshifter. Oh yeah, we'll put that on the bottom. I don't think I have any chances to get those this game, unfortunately. Wind Rider is now going to be dead, but it's also killing the Yeti. That gives me a card. It's the Clan of the Oak. Gelbjarn is going to do enough damage to kill the gate. That flips over. And again, the Shamans don't do anything. At the end of the round, this flips to its right side up. Summons cards are still coming in like normal, but there are no more. So any cards that are in the outsider pile still comes in like normal, but there's no more cards to summon. Right? We go to the refresh phase. I get 4 mana. We go to the Horde phase. We pull 0, so we can keep flipping this, but there's no reason. It's just 0 for the rest of the game. We go to. I also refresh my cards, and now we go to the Alliance phase. I get +1 mana from an epic monster. Do I? Oh, is that what the top left means? That's a... Whoa. Really? Is that what that means, Mike? I missed that. I was not aware. How do I know this? Resolve the text. +1 mana. Or is it every time you kill an epic monster? Where's this in the rulebook, dude? That's crazy. Fight phase, defeat, resolve, keeping the enemies at bay. I see this nowhere. What is happening? Mike, you're blowing my mind. Top left corner. That's what that means? Where is this? Like, I believe you, dude. I just I want to find it in the rulebook so I can at least let people know. fight phase, boost it. Wow. That's a weird, like, that is, I cannot find this at all, dude. Keep monster at bay, end phase, competitive mode. +1. Skytear MOBA. Tier 1 deck, Tier 2 deck. +1, +1. Customizing decks. I think that's just for customization, dude. I don't think that's a reward. During this game, summon opening these 2 decks with the starting tier, mixing hordes. You also +1 or 2+ to minions during setup, because minions will have a harder time fighting. Yeah, dude, I'm not sure that's a thing. Refresh phase, page 7. Gain mana. Each play mana boost the current portal. You gain mana to the current portal. Mana boost. Wow. So that's the portal though. It is the same symbology though. That's freaking nuts. So you get that during the refresh phase. It's not even when you destroy it. That's wild. I never would have realized that. So, okay, that's cool. Thank you. That's, wow, that should be totally spelled out better. That's horrible. Because it doesn't, I'm in the refresh phase. Game manager, each player takes mana equal to the curse of the permanent portal, but it doesn't even say anything about taking mana equal to the enemies that are on the, oh, here we go. Resolve the new horde cards. Repeat the system below. All right, resolve. One alliance player of your choice gains mana equal to the mana boost. Mana can be split. So this is the horde phase. So when it comes out, I get the mana? Okay. I dig. So when that came out and got on the line, it gave me +1. So it's not even in the mana phase. So like I get it in the horde phase. So it's okay. That makes sense. Cool. I dig. Now I know. Knowing's half the battle. Great. Remembering is the next part. That's super cool. Thank you, Mike. I never would have saw that. Whoa. Hello. There was lots of chat I missed here. Uh-oh. Really? The Discord is fantastic. Yes, I would highly recommend the Discord for rules, clarifications, deck builds, and overall information. Remember, the towers do not engage in combat, so they should have been destroyed, and the outsider would attack the castle. Oh. Okay. Well, here's what I'll do. Like, you can discard things at any time, so I'll just put 1 more damage on the castle, which is not a big deal. And then I would have just absolutely removed the tower. Thank you for that clarification. So, for people who are confused, like I was apparently, when I had this tower out, they would not have engaged, so it should have still had 1 health. I actually had that engage and then killed it with the last bit of damage that was done. You can take these out of the play at any time. So I would have chosen to discard it because I wanted to do what I did the next turn anyway, because the towers can't move like anything else. So that was really blocking that spot. So the 1 damage I applied to the tower, I just applied to the castle, which is an easy fix. So thank you for that information. I really appreciate that. Mike James, I still call it Skytear as well. I can't help it. Now I know better. So it's Skytear. All right. Does the second version of the outsider appear immediately or after you destroy the second portal? It appears after you destroy it still comes in at the end of the horde phase, the round after you kill the second version, the first version of the outsider. Says to Sherbecca. Mike James, I tend to take out the outsiders when I can due to spells and treachery cards, changing board status. Yeah. The next stage outsider will be summoned at the end of the next horde phase. That is, unless the outsider pile has more cards in it than free lanes for the horde. You get +1 for the Arc Monster from the clarifications doc. Says Rocket Magnet. Jen says hi. When's the next uprising? A couple weeks. Not using the gate skills at all. Yeah, I'm pretty bad at that. Top left corner, Rocket Man, yep, that's correct. As far as I know, Sherbecca, refresh phase, page 7. And Enrico, but 1 time only. Yeah, thank you. Sherbecca, sorry, horde phase. Rocket Magnet paid 7 manuals. Sureback a Horde phase, step 2. As far as I know, it's a one-time bonus. Yes, Enrico, you guys are the best. You only gained that mana the first time they revealed, not each turn. Thank you. Yo, hello, what's up, Snorble? You've helped me a ton, Greg. Happy to return the favor at least once. No, it's super, super helpful. All right, so I digress. So we added 1 extra damage to the castle. I think everything else is now legitimate and correct. We have a ton of mana, which makes Mel's happy or something. This dude has so much friggin' health now. So he's at the 4 health again. Yeah, the things got a little wonky. The fact that there are no more Horde cards and I killed the portal is very, very helpful. How? That probably not great. We're going to have to do this in 2 turns now because I do not have anything that can do 6 damage. I could start drawing cards though. That's probably a good idea. So I'm going to use this to get a mana. I'm going to spend a mana to draw a card because I'm hoping for extra damage. No. I hoped wrong. Kids, that's a thing. I'm going to probably sacrifice the Clan of the Oak to get him down to, just not doing a lot of damage. That 2 armor is gross. I can get it down to 2 and kill it next turn. I'm gonna have to sacrifice things, and I have 5 health. It's doing 4 damage. Yeah, I don't want to risk that. I could have exhausted to remove that from the ally, which would have been smarter, but I'm looking for extra damage to try to get this thing done for sure. So I think I just get that down to 2. I'm only getting 4 around now, so I do want to be careful. This is going to happen. I'm spending 3. We get down to 6. I'm not going to do anything else. There's another shaman too. When you get both shamans out, that's a really nice engine. And again, we're just going to try to, we're going to chip away at the Hatebringer. All right. The Hatebringer, we go to the treachery phase, deal 1 damage to the castle. So the castle is up to 15 damage. And now we go to the fight phase. The Hatebringer is going to kill the Clan of the Oak, but the Clan of the Oak is doing 3 damage. There's 2 armor. We just get this down to a more reasonable. We just need something that attacks 5 now. So I might actually sacrifice Gelbjarn, which is fine. I just want to be able to kill him in 2 turns. Oh, I could have played. No, I don't want to sacrifice Gelbjarn. I don't have to. I'm going to spend 2 in the treachery phase. I'm going to do a play action, and I can heal 3 health from an ally. Reduce all damage taken or dealt by that ally to 0. There is no whatever. And remember, this portal doesn't have any health, so it's not like I can attack it anyway. So I'm just going to get him down to fully healthy, and then he can be the one to bring down the Hatebringer, which is thematically what I want to happen. Yeah, because there's going to be nothing that's going to add armor or anything. Again, we've totally depleted the ability for him to get any stronger. We're just basically hopefully going to have enough to take him out finally. Clan of the Oak is dead. We go to the next round. This goes up. We get 4 mana. Back up to 8. I'm going to use a shaman, get to 9. I'm going to use this ability, spend a mana, take off this last health from Gelbjarn. Gelbjarn, it's his name. I'm going to move him over here. Hopefully it's not attack plus 3, which does happen from time to time, which would be super sad. But I think we're going to be good with this. And I will spend, we'll do treachery. I'm going to spend the 6. I don't want to lose my mana. We're going to get the Clan of the Boar on the table. All right. I'm not killing anything else though too, which is a problem. So I'm not drawing cards. So that's where drawing cards from here is going to be important. But I wanted to get him fully healthy so he just doesn't die. We're going to draw a treachery card, +1 attack. So it's 5 attack, which is totally fine. Fight phase, they're attacking each other. I'm doing 5 damage to him, 2 armor. He's dead. He does take 5 damage though, but he does live because I had him back to full health thanks to the Stream of Life and then using the Gates special ability. Since I kill him, I do draw a card. It's the Clan of the Maple. That phase of the outsider goes away, this one comes into play. It will be summoned at the end of the next horde phase. This comes here. We go to the end of the round because nothing else is happening. We go to the refresh phase. I gain 4 thanks to that. These come up. And now we go to the horde phase. There is nothing else summoned. I mean, this is just basically spinning and doing nothing. The Hatebringer does come in play. He gets +1 attack and trample for the remainder of this turn. How exciting. Well, I can do something about that for sure. All right, so we're gonna go to the alliance phase. I'm not gonna do anything except I'm gonna spend 1 here to draw a card. It's the Clan of the Oak. We're going to... He's got +1 attack this turn, but not in the future turns. He also has trample. Maybe I just throw the Clan of the Boar at him. Like, I'm looking for like a shapeshifter. There's like things that oh, this would have come down. I get another thing for that. Yeah, there are definitely cards that give you extra damage, and I just haven't had a chance to get them. I'm gonna move him over here, move the Clan of the Boar here, at least get 1 damage on him, and not even bother using the Stream of Life. The Clan of the Boar can get 1 damage, the Clan of the Maple can get 1 damage. Yeah, that's fine. We're just gonna have to ticky-tack him. +1 attack and trample, so that'd be 6 damage. Oh, that's gonna be 2 more to the gate. I don't like that at all, especially with the treachery cards coming out. So I'm gonna leave this, and I'm gonna spend 2 for the Stream of Life, which heals Gulbjarn 3. For the remainder of the turn, reduce all damage taken or dealt to that ally by 0. So he's not dealing damage, he's not taking damage. That's going to negate everything, including trample. So that's totally cool. All right. So effectively, the damage just keeps trying to damage him, and the Stream of Life keeps preventing it until it's totally exhausted. So it's not like 0 damage here, 6 damage here. It's like, no, just total damage is just negated. We go to the attack phase. Again, Stream of Life is in play, so nothing happens there. We go to the end of the round. Again, Portal does a thing. I discard down to 7 cards. Oh, there should have been a treachery card. I never pulled the treachery card. Right, treachery card, +1 attack. It would have been 7 attack. I negated all damage. We're totally good. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I definitely forgot to pull a treachery. I don't know why the Stormcaller is on top. Maybe because I was confused about the mana thing. But yeah, there would have been no more damage. Thanks to the Stream of Life. All right, we go to the refresh phase. I gain 4. It gets me up to 8. He's doing 5 damage. Giljon is not likely. So the playability is now gone, right? So we don't have to worry about that anymore. So no +1 damage, no more trample. It is what it is. I'm going to exhaust the shaman, get a thing. I'm going to exhaust this to get a card. I'm looking for more attack. There we go. That will do it. It'll be a sacrificial win, but, you know, we don't have to keep him alive. That's a playability. Monster to their right. That's not helpful. I'm going to spend 5. Now I'll spend 3 just to get these guys in play because, you know, they're itching to do something. We'll move that guy over there. We go to the treachery phase. It's +1 attack to the Hatebringer. It's like the monster most far to the right. That is what it is. In the treachery phase, I can play this. That's going to give +2 to attack to Gilborn and +1 armor. This is the kind of card I've been looking for. They attack each other. The Hatebringer does 6 damage to Gilbjarn. He has 1 armor. 5 gets through. That will kill him. However, he's doing 5 damage, 6, 7 damage, armor 3. 4 gets through. That kills the Hatebringer. We get a card. He's out. And since the outsider is destroyed, at the end of this round, the final stage of the outsider is destroyed. That's the game. We defended the castle. And everyone loves us because we're so amazing. Woo! All right, very cool. That was a good time. So There are some cards that can really cheese that, and like the Overwhelm is great. Like Ally Shapeshifter, which Gilbjarn is a shapeshifter, gains +3 attack, +3 armor for the remainder of the turn. Remove all damage from that ally. That would have been that would have made the end of the game really, really much easier. But again, all those early pillages, we lost some of our go-to cards. I lost that. I lost. I think you have 2 copies of that, maybe 3. So I lost all those copies. Oh, I never got the Tuscan Warrior out. Maybe is there only one Overwhelm in the deck? No, I'm making stuff up. Yeah, there's only one of those in the deck. So that's a very, very strong card. Obviously, it's a card I've been using in my games off camera. I really appreciate the rules clarifications. So yeah, two blind spots for me were definitely the extra mana you got as the epic monsters entered play. That's a cool rule. I do think that makes a lot of sense. And then obviously the towers not engaging. So just more, I'll be more aware of those in the future. But I do hope to be back. The other decks for both the heroes and for the monsters look super, super interesting. Painful mode. I mean, these guys are rough. I mean, once you get on top of the minions, though, you really can get a nice, like, all right, you can kind of breathe a little bit. The second portal is probably the most brutal, and I think when in the regular or hard modes, like killing the second portal wasn't something I would want to do, but this one, the 2/1 2/1 2/1 on top of the Hatebringer can be really rough. That if you have the 10 damage and you can just get that thing killed, and now you're just like, all right, well, we're down to 0. Again, I do wonder if from a game experience, if it wouldn't be better to make 0/1 0/1 instead of the 0/0/0/0. But I mean, again, the amount of armor on that dude can be really rough. The other outsiders too, I'm sure, are gonna start throwing things at you that would make this make a lot more sense. I mean, there's a Death Dealer has 7 health, his last phase. The Beast Lord has 3 different phases. I'm not sure what these skeleton tokens are yet. I'm sure they're used by the undead. But there's 6 skeleton token cards. I'm very curious about the second set of common cards. So again, that's not in the retail version. So I'm curious what that's all about. I'll definitely reach out to Giacomo and see about getting this back on the channel in like a month or so, with another deck, and see what's going on. Mike James says, damn, had to step away. First outsider phase down. Nice. Mike, great job, says Mike. Lee, well played. Thank you, sir. Mike James, this will play out differently, even with the same decks. An outsider, I got the deluxe version. I really like the additional decks. Yeah, I'm like, it's fine. Like, I'm a little surprised. Like the mat looks really good too. I think they would show the game off a little bit more, and my camera would very much appreciate it. My cameras, again, card games on my camera aren't always the best. It's just a lot of open space, which isn't great for lighting, just the way my camera works. So I do think I'd like to show this game off a little bit more, but it's a very solid addition to the solo game world for sure. I haven't played a co-op yet, and I'm not that interested in playing it competitively, but it's a mode. I don't know. Like a lot of these games, I feel like they get worried about alienating certain parts of the the uh, the market. So I get that, but then they're like, I don't know, like Dawn of the Zeds has a competitive mode that like no one ever freaking plays. Like this has a competitive mode. Like I don't know. Like I've never really been one to like, oh, it's got a competitive mode. Let's do that. I always find those like a little bit hard to balance, and you're probably better off just doing more playtesting on the solo modes and stuff. But maybe I'm wrong. If someone's out there is like, no, the competitive mode in this game is amazing, like definitely let me know that. Joey says, I played 3-player the other night and the skeleton tokens were summoned often. This is my first time playing, so I'm not sure if this is always the case. Cool. Mike James, the competitive mode is decent, I guess. They hold tournaments. Like, really? Like tournaments, like people playing as like the monsters? That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like maybe I'm missing something. I looked at the rules for it and I'm like, that sounds tacked on to me. But if it's good, man, God bless them. Because again, my big associations with that, or like even like Machina Arcana, if you're knocked out, oh, now you can control the monsters. Like, I don't know. I never really get into stuff like that. Like if you're a co-op solo game, be a co-op solo game. I mean, I guess I'm also the guy who's never played the competitive mode in Mage Knight too, and that's actually something. That's a game I want to go play the competitive mode in because it seems like that was more central to the original design. Rocket Matter says the tournaments are for their other games, if I recall. Not sure exactly. I haven't dabbled. Yeah, that sounds right, Rocket. Because remember Sky something, Skytear Horde is like originally like a minis game, I think. So if you look at Skytear Games, again, this is a review copy sent to me by Skytear Games, and I appreciate their support of the channel. If you have, they just have these. They have a minis game in the same world, and then the tower defense card game, which I just played, is the more recent edition, for sure. I will say the retail edition is fine. Um, this has been often complained about, so I'll just kind of show people what I've done. The box insert is one of the worst I've ever seen, and that's saying a lot. I mean, the worst I've ever seen will always be Imperium. So it is what it is. But I had some extra foam from some probably Chip Theory Games boxes from back in the day that I just cut up, and I put one in each of the spots. So there is still there's a dead space. This box could be a ton thinner, but I'm guessing they're leaving room for expansions. But this foam is still pretty thick, but it works for now. Where I could just put the decks on top of it and make it pop up. If you drop the cards into the bottom, this insert is so bad that they will start sliding under the insert and stuff in a way that's going to be really, really annoying. So you're gonna want to find a solution that works for you. Just cutting this up and dropping it in has worked really well for me. So if you have, again, any kind of Chip Theory games with that foam stuff that you don't need, just cut that up. Or if you even like a thin, like if you had a foam core board, I mean, you could take a very thin foam core and it would do the same job, and I think it would do it really well. So that's something that works for me. So yeah, the retail version, the insert is pretty piss poor. I've only played a solo. It's really the only mode of this I have interest in. Skytear and Skytear Horde are two different games. Confusing, I know. Yeah. No, they are two different games for sure. Cool. Well, that's been real. So thank you for the education, Lee and Mike and Enrico and Shurpaka. So I think it seems like I think we got there in the end. But yeah, thank you for an awesome chat. Joey was here. Who else was here today? I don't know. Brian was here. Asper was here. Just no Saget setting on a Friday. So sad. How am I going to start my weekend without Saget in the in the house? But Giacomo, I appreciate the shout out early. I hope you have an amazing weekend. I hope everybody else has an amazing weekend. If you want to see what's coming up next in Solo Playthroughs Land, you go to my Patreon page. The link is in the description below. There, look for April's public post. And man, I really do love the cover art. I think it was Joey that said that. It's just it's so cool. Like, it shouldn't work, but it just works without being like childish and cheesy, at least in my mind. But yeah, you go on April's public post. You can see a bunch of titles that you can expect to see in the channel in the upcoming weeks and months. I am definitely going to try to get 2 or 3 new 2 solo playthroughs games on the channel next week. So I will be taking a break from my normal Maid's Night Spirit Island routine to get some more games on the channel. Again, I'm going to, whatever I can get on the channel by next week, I will then go ahead and do my rankings of top solo games, for sure. So I'm hoping to have that all done, and I'm really excited about the top 10 list coming out, or top 29 list, I should say, coming out at the end of the month. Joey, whoa, thank you for the super chat, sir. I very much appreciate it. Great week of games. I agree, Joey. It's been a really fun couple of weeks, dude. And I don't know. It's been nice to get back into a routine. I know I was off and my schedule was wonky for a few weeks there, so it's been nice to have 10 days in a row. I'm hoping to make that 15 days in a row, not counting weekends, obviously. And then we can, I'm going to have a couple of trips coming up, but I'm really hoping to get a bunch of stuff on the channel in the next 2 or 3 months. And yeah, again, really excited about the top 10 video at the end of this month. So April, it's like April flowers brings May showers, or May showers brings June flowers. So April showers brings May flowers. That's the thing. It's the rain and then the flowers, Greg. Yeah, I'm a botanist. Don't forget. April showers bring top 10 lists from solo playthroughs is how that goes. So. Oh, it's been real. But yeah, Skytear Horde definitely in the rotation for now, so that's super cool. Always happy to find a game that I'm like, yep, I want to feature this more. And that's super. And that not look, but I love Black Sonata. I just don't feel a need to feature it more because I think I've kind of shown you all the bells and whistles in one video. That I think there's more I want to explore with this game that I think is going to be different enough that I want to get it on the channel. So expect to see that probably sometime like late May, early June. We'll come back to Skytear Horde, and that's about it. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend, and until next time, happy gaming.
Solo.